Hey everybody, it's GauntletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today I'll be playing a premiere draft of Streets of New Capenna, and without further ado, let's get into our Pack 1, Pick 1. We have some decent mana fixing in here: Botanical Plaza and Spar's Headquarters. Great 3-color uncommon, Quasar Augur of Agonies, but I don't love jumping on 3-color immediately. I try to stay open at the start of the drafts, so I'm going to be focusing on some of the powerful monocolored cards here. We have Rooftop Nuisance, huge tempo play, Echo Inspector, great flyer, Voice of the Vermin, seems like a pretty solid uncommon, although I have less experience with this card than the other two since it is uncommon instead of common. I think I'm cool to try out the Voice of the Vermin and see how it does here. 4 mana 2/2 with a shield counter. Whenever it attacks, make one of your creatures a 4/4 until end of turn. Could be a pretty solid card. We'll see how it plays for us. Pick 2 now. We have a Broker's Hideout for mana fixing. We have Kaldaya Strong Arm if we want to stick in green. What are the best cards in this pack regardless of color? Mainly just Corpse Appraiser and Exotic Pets. Again, some of the gold cards here, and since I do like to stay open early in the draft, I could just take Kaldaya Strongarm or Broker's Hideout here. Strongarm isn't something that I like to take super early. I think it's a perfectly solid card. Nice 5 mana 4/5 as a backup plan, and then a really great blitz spell. 4 mana 2/3, get 2 permanent counters on something and draw a card off of it. But it's not, I don't know, it's not something I like to take early, so I might just take Broker's Hideout instead, so we have some flexible mana in case we want to move into something else. I think I am going to go Broker's Hideout here. Now we have Cabaretti Courtyard, green-white, and red. Skybridge Towers for white-blue mana fixing. As far as the best cards in the pack, we have Girder Goons in black, Majestic Metamorphosis in blue, Torch Breath in red, and then behind all of those I would say is Cabaretti Charm, the weakest of the charms, but it's still a charm, so it's still a flexible card. I think I'm pretty cool to just take mana fixing again here, honestly. I do really like Girder Goons, but if we take Girder Goons, we're starting off green and black. The only way we're playing both of these cards is if we end up in a full-on Riveteers deck, which is unlikely. Most of the 2-color decks in the strategy are the best strategy you can get, and they're going to be ally color focused, not enemy color focused, so green and black being enemy colors. Green-black deck is not really going to happen. I do really like Girder Goons, though. I could just take it here, just not get tied to my Voice of the Vermin. So I think I will. And I'm happy I did that, because now we see a pick 4 body dropper. Decent enough signal towards black-red sacrifice being potentially open here that I think I will scoop up the body dropper. There's also Dusk Mangler, which is a nice late-game black sacrifice deck card. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature, discards a card, and loses 4 life. That's a pretty huge impact. It is 7 mana, but it's still a pretty big card there. Pretty sweet card. I think I'm going to go for Body Dropper, though. This card is just really nice as the bread and butter of your Rakdos aggressive decks, because then every time you're blitzing a card, you're getting that damage in, and then when you sacrifice the card, you're getting a counter on the Body Dropper. Great with casualty effects as well. Just have been pretty impressed by Body Dropper for Rakdos. And now we do see Riveteers Charm and Corpse Appraiser here. Really nice to see both of those. So we could really go with either one. I think both are pretty great. Riveteers Charm is going to kill your opponent's biggest creature or let you draw 3 cards until end of turn. And then Corpse Appraiser is a 3 mana 3/3 that draws the best card out of your top 3. So that's a really good deal. 3 mana 3/3 that draws a card. I do really like Maestros, especially with Body Dropper. I think their casualty stuff is really sweet, so I might want to take Corpse Appraiser here, potentially splash that rather than the Riveteers Charm, even though I have the Voice of the Vermin, because I don't think Voice of the Vermin is quite good enough that I'd want to be splashing it in red-black with a little green splash, but I would splash the Riveteers Charm. So pack 1, pick 6 now. This pack's definitely a lot more empty. Rock's Pummeler is solid. Tainted Indulgence is probably fine if we end up more on the black-red half of things, or black-blue half of things and splash in the red. Sure, I guess I'm on Tainted Indulgence here. Alright, I am happy to be in Maestros. Happy to have moved in on that body dropper there, because now we see Cormella, Glamour Thief, which can give you some mana for your instants and sorceries, and return one from your grave to hand when she dies. Or there's Rafine's Silencer, which is easier to cast and also really solid. 3 mana 2/2 if you discard an online card when you connive to it, and then when it dies you get to give something -2/-2 till end of turn. Really nice deal there. I think I take Rafine's Silencer here. I don't really have any powerful instant sorceries to get back with Cormella. It is early enough in the draft to draft around her a bit, but I think I like leaning more aggressively here and going Rafine's Silencer. And super happy to take a nice late Girder Goons. This card is phenomenal, especially alongside Body Dropper. Not too much going on here. In case we get pushed into the blue-black Maestro's deck, I think we just take Rooftop Nuisance or Majestic Metamorphosis, because these cards are both very good, and these black cards are very filler. Rooftop Nuisance, the huge tempo play where you can sacrifice a card as well for any sacrifice synergies, and Majestic Metamorphosis is just a great combat trick because a combat trick plus draw a card. I think I take Rooftop Nuisance first for the blue-black color pair, but if I were in like blue-white, then I would probably take Majestic Metamorphosis first. This pack's pretty empty. Midnight Assassin's really low stat line for its mana cost, even if it does have that Death Touch. So I guess I'll just take Demon's Due. Not a fan of the Midnight Assassin. Definitely a fan of Majestic Metamorphosis. That'll be an easy pickup there. I'll take a Cutthroat Contender in case we're incredibly aggressive. Still not a big fan of this card because there are Citizen tokens and Fish tokens and all kinds of stuff that are really good against 1/1s, but I'm not really a discard player, so I'm not going to grab Extract the Truth here. Where did it go? Where did it go? I just took the 1 mana 1/1 and it's not here. Whoa. That's super weird. Oh, Arena's bugged out. That's wonderful. Let's reboot Arena real quick. Alright, we're back. Cool. Now it's working. And we got the Cutthroat Contender. Alright. Oh, it auto-picked a light 'em up already? That was the fastest auto-pick ever. Wow, we lost our pack 2, pick 1, and pick 2? How did it go so fast? We were at the end of pack 1, weren't we? We didn't get to we auto-picked a Halo Scarab, a light 'em up, and Psychic Pickpocket. That's a good pickup. And Run Out of Town? Jesus Christ, we missed so many picks so quickly. Whoa. Alright, well. Okay then. It is looking like we're focusing more on blue-black now than black-red because of the auto-picker. I mean, these are good blue cards. Run Out of Town and Psychic Pickpocket. I don't know when we picked them up. Yeah, I think Echo Inspector is the pick here. Now that we're more on blue-black. Alright, okay, Arena. I guess this... Alright then. Deal Gone Bad is decent removal at instant speed. Mill somebody 3 and then give something -3/-3 till end of turn. Maestro's Theater would be pretty solid here as well. I'd definitely pick that if I had like a murder or something, like some solid removal already, but I don't really have great removal currently. Run Out of Town is fine, but it's temporary. Rooftop Nuisance is fine, but temporary. Let's get a permanent removal spell. Grab a Deal Gone Bad here. And I'll scoop up as many Girder Goons as I can in any black deck in this format. Card is just the nuts. Now, Sewer Crocodile, I suppose. We're not blue-white for any of these dual lands. And it's that or Roastmaster, and Roastmaster's going to be on the splash now. The splash is going to be towards red. I like Tramway Station here. Mayhem Patrol's a very powerful card, but it's not good on the splash because it's a card you want to drop out turn 2 or drop out early in the game. Cards that are good on the splash are going to be cards that are solid later in the game as well. Because you cannot consistently hit your mana early in the game. You have to wait till you've drawn a few lands on average. Custodian's pretty great if you're super aggressive too, but I don't think the blue-black version of Maestro's skews particularly aggressive. This pack is full of very filler stuff. I guess I'll just grab a security bypass. Definitely going to grab a Maestro's Charm here, although Corrupt Court Official, wow, they're going to give us a really hard choice. Corrupt Court Official is a really good card that is going to make your cards like Rooftop Nuisance super active, because it's just perfect sacrifice fodder for that kind of stuff. But even the Maestro's Charm, it's just a really, really powerful card all on its lonesome. Instant speed, 5 damage to a creature, Planeswalker. I think I'm going Maestro's Charm here, but I could definitely see that other one. Well, this is a really late body dropper. Maybe we're pushing more to Rakdos again. We'll find out in pack 3. If we get just a ton of great red in the very end here, it could be okay. Sticky Fingers hasn't played out as well as I'd hoped it would. It's still like fine. I don't think it's top 3 commons, but Cutthroat Contender hasn't played great either. They're both definitely late picks. Security Rocks this late makes me feel like everybody in this draft pod got kicked out and had to reboot. Because the draft is also flying by really fast. That pack. Like, it feels like everybody just had... It just auto-picked for everybody for a little while in that pack. That was insane. So I'm going to take Murder here. I think... We're blue, black, red, mainly black, red at this point, potentially, because we have double body dropper, and that's very, very, very good with triple Girder Goons. Yeah, I think we're going to be on black, red primarily as much as we can. Take another Girder Goons. Quadruple Girder Goons, I'm all in for it. Now we have a Grizzly Sigil, is great with Corpse Appraiser, but we could also just take Crooked Custodian and get real aggro here, which I'm pretty fine with that. 5th Girder Goons, don't mind if I do, let's go. Oh, 2nd Psychic Pickpocket though. And this is splashable, it's a 5-drop. Don't need the blue source till turn 5 and you only need 1 blue source for it. Yeah, I'll go Psychic Pickpocket over 5th Girder Goons, I guess. Much as I love that card. Psychic Pickpocket is also quite good. Connive when you play it. So draw a card, discard a card, and bounce one of your opponent's cards every time you cast it. And potentially have a 5-mana 4/3 alongside doing that. Just absurd. This will be a Glamorous Outlaw for me, so we get some of that blue mana splashed in pretty easily and have a nice late game play. Nice 6-drop, definitely better than the Sewer Crocodile, so we can cut that now. We don't have enough sacrificial fodder for Fatal Grudge to be great. I honestly think Fake Your Own Death might just be better for us. Because we're kind of like a Rakdos deck without the sacrifice fodder. I guess we have like Halo Scarab and stuff. I don't know, maybe. We'll take Fatal Grudge. It's got potential. Go with our Silencer and our Halo Scarab, I guess. Another Raffine's Silencer, that's pretty phenomenal. That'll get right in here. Maestro's Theater over a 2nd Glamorous Outlaw. I think I like that. We don't have great mana fixing in our mana base right now. We just have a tramway station, so I think I want to pick up more good lands right now. If we see them. Riveteer's Overlook is a red-black duel. I think it's better than a Halo Scarab here. Plasma Jockey better than Tainted Indulgence because we're trying to focus back in on red. Revel Ruiner, that'll probably get cut. Don't love any of this. I'll just take a Midnight Assassin. Throw some stuff in the sideboard. Let's build this deck. So we want to cut down a lot of the cheap blue cards so we can focus in on black-red with blue as a splash. Just keep the cream of the crop blue cards, particularly the late game ones. So Maestro's Charm, Corpse Appraiser, double Psychic Pickpocket, Glamorous Outlaw. And then we just cut 3 more cards. 19 creatures, we can cut a few of those. Cutthroat Contender plays pretty poorly against Citizen Tokens and stuff, so I'm not high on that card. Midnight Assassin is mainly for more controlling decks, and even there, the stat line isn't great, but definitely in aggressive decks, I don't like it, so I don't think it's particularly good here. That brings us down to 17 creatures, so we could cut a non-creature. Our non-creatures are all super fine. We've got some, you know, Light 'em Up and Deal Gone Bad are definitely weaker than what we would prefer for our removal. We'd prefer Light 'em Up to be a Strangle. We'd prefer Deal Gone Bad to be a second Murder, but it is what it is. Could cut the Sticky Fingers, 'cause it just hasn't been super awesome. And we don't have a lot of we don't have any 1-mana creatures, we only have 4 at 2. I don't think Sticky Fingers is great in this deck. Cut those 3. And then we've got a 17 land deck here. Maestros, mainly black-red with a blue splash. We currently have 3, 4, 5 potential blue sources, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential black sources, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential red sources. So this is 8 red, 8 black, 5 blue. Seems about right to me. Maybe cut 1 blue source for a black source. Then we have 9 black, 8 red, 4 blue. I'm pretty okay with that. We can wait on Maestro's Charm and Corpse Appraiser, and often we'll have to wait on Corpse Appraiser because we need a creature to be in a graveyard by the time we cast it to get value off of it. So we put these up here on the curve, and the deck still looks like a solid curve to me, even if we're waiting on our blue mana. So I kind of like that. We definitely have more black than anything else, as you can see here. 17 black, 9 red. So upping the black count to 9 black sources, 8 red sources, 4 blue sources seems where I want to be. So, yeah, this was a weird one. We missed out on our pick 1 of pack 2. I would really have liked to see what was in there. I'm hoping, theoretically, that was just like the pack with the Psychic Pickpocket in it, and we just had some off-color rare and a Psychic Pickpocket, and be like, yeah, I'd probably take Psychic Pickpocket there, but who knows? We missed out on pack 2, pick 1, pack 2, pick 2, and we missed out on the latter half of pack 1, the last few picks there. So really weird stuff. But we did end up getting like a run out of town as well. I'm guessing that was like just super late in the first pack. Light 'em Up. I really hope Light 'em Up was like super late pack 1, and then I guess run out of town we just took it really early in pack 2. I have to imagine there were better things we could have taken if it weren't for the auto picker. But it is what it is. We'll see if we can recover from that. If not, we'll fire. If we can't recover from this, we will file a report for reimbursement with Wizards. All right, so here we are. We've got the blue source off Glamorous Outlaw. Have to play the control role here, but we can definitely do that. Our hand is like all removal, but no threats at all, so we're gonna have to just sit here and stop our opponent from doing their game plan. So we're gonna Glamorous Outlaw onto our swamp to make our swamp a blue source so that we can tap black, blue, red for stuff. Now we've got that black, blue, red up. We'll just drop Raffine's Silencer, see what we draw. Probably discard Light 'em Up here. Likely to need bigger removal against the green deck if they're not playing anything turn 2. Oh yeah, especially if they're not playing anything turn 3 either. Now we've drawn Corpse Appraiser, so we would ideally like to discard a creature sometime soon, or mill 1 off of Deal Gone Bad. But I guess if we end up casting Deal Gone Bad, we'll already have put a creature in our opponent's graveyard anyway. Could curve out and just play a 3-mana 3/3 off of Corpse Appraiser, but I'm a greedy boy. So we're going to hold off and hope we can just cast an instant here to make the most of our mana. Opponent did pick up a Raffine's Informant off of Warm Welcome, so they will be casting a 3/2 probably here. Maybe just a 2/1. But we can blow that up, get a creature in their grave, mill them a little bit. I don't think we're a self-mill deck. We didn't get any graveyard recursion. Sending in the 1/1, sure. Alright, now I am going to use Deal Gone Bad here so I can go ahead and cast Corpse Appraiser. Wow, we milled a Darling of the Masses and a Rabble Rousing. Great mills for us. So let's Corpse Appraiser now. Let's play a natural island so that we have our swamp here tapping for whatever color we need in case we draw Body Dropper or something off of Corpse Appraiser. But now we'll exile Darling of the Masses from their grave, pick up Plasma Jockey, looks like the choice here. Rocks Pummeler from our opponent. That is the one upside of Deal Gone Bad. -X does get around shield counters, but so does Bounce. We'll just cast our Psychic Pickpocket for now. Unfortunately, I think I am just going to discard a land here, so it's just going to be a 3/2 Pickpocket rather than a 4/3. Keep jamming in. Play our land here. We do have more Connive in the deck. Not like a whole ton more. We've cast most of it by this point, I think. So I will just drop that down. We have a Rafine Silencer and a Revel Ruiner and a Psychic Pickpocket. There's 3 more Connive cards in these 23 cards. I think I'm okay to just keep playing lands for now, especially since we need 6 mana for Outlaw. Alright, so Citizen's Crowbar and Riveteer's Decoy are the plays. They don't want to just get bounced again, unless they played that Botanical Plaza this turn. I was looking away for a second. Maybe that is why. They played a tapped land this turn, so they couldn't afford the 6-drop. Pretty down to just play Outlaw here and scry a bit. Rafine Silencer is still a pretty great attacker, so we'll send in with that. Corpse Appraiser is solid too. Don't love how Psychic Pickpocket sends in though, so we'll just send in these two. Alright, so we'll hit for 2, drop our Glamorous Outlaw, hit for 2 more, and scry a little bit. Ooh, Girdergoon's Body Dropper, I love that. Love both of those. We'll just keep them both. And I think that's the order I want as well. Rocks Pummeler is back. Ooh, this can drain our opponent for 3 life. This could just find lethal as well. 2, 3, 4 mana to blitz in the goons, and 3 mana to blitz in the jockey. Shut off Pummeler's ability to block. We hit really hard here. Math is for blockers, but this might be lethal. That looks pretty lethal to me. Yeah, 8 damage if they block our 2 biggest creatures. We hit for 8, and they only have 1 mana up. Looks like it is lethal. That's going to be 1-0 to start off this draft. Okay, here we are in game 2. This is a risky keep, because we really need to hit a land, and ideally 2 lands to get to these Girdergoons, but every hand with Girdergoons is going to just light that primal flame within me. So I guess that's a problem with the way that I drafted this deck, is because we have 4 Girdergoons, I'm going to mulligan way less than I should probably. So I'm just going to see 2 Girdergoons in hand and slam keep. But there we go. There's the source for Witty Roastmaster and Rafine Silencer. Rafine Silencer letting us draw and discard, helping us hit that land to get to those Girdergoons. Yeah. Let's just Rafine Silencer, make sure we can turn 4 Girdergoons here, I think. Although Roastmaster into Girdergoons is really good, so we could get greedy here. Let's get greedy. Just play Roastmaster. The worst case scenario here... Oh, I guess that's the worst case scenario. But they would have countered Rafine Silencer as well. So that's fine. I was going to say, if they didn't just have a random counterspell there, then I was going to say the worst case scenario here would be that we don't hit the land next turn, in which case we're still hitting pretty hard because we're hitting for 5 instead of 4. Plus, every creature we play for the rest of the game is going to damage them. So I think it probably is supposed to be Roastmaster before Silencer there, even though we could be Girder-Goonsing earlier had we hit the land earlier. So we do hit the land here. I kind of want to discard Corpse Appraiser. We're not going to have a blue source until this Halo Scarab dies, or we draw one of our 4. So I think I'm supposed to discard Corpse Appraiser. But maybe it's supposed to be Body Dropper, because I'm not going to have time to put a Body Dropper down before I start Girder-Goonsing anyway. You know, I'm actually going to drop Body Dropper. The reason being is these Girder-Goons are going to draw me 2 more cards here to help dig towards that blue source with Corpse Appraiser, and there's already creatures in grave for Corpse Appraiser. So if we hit a blue source, Corpse Appraiser is going to be great, and we can do that multiple ways. We're going to be drawing an extra card next turn and the turn after, and Halo Scarab can get us a blue source if it dies. So let's start Girder-Goonsing, drawing some cards here. There's just 5 color control here. Nope, no counterspell this time. So we'll hit for 8 on board. Maybe a kill shot on Silencer or something. Run out of town on Girder-Goons. Sure. Rakish Revelers, a 5/3 and a 1/1. Come on out, Girder-Goons. Do your thing again. I'll trade Silencer into the 5/3 if they want to make that trade. Super solid trade to me. Get the biggest blocker out of the way. Two, draw a card. Fatal Grudge it is. Fatal Grudge not going to be great against this 1/1 Citizen token. Kaldaya Strongarm is the play, probably as a 4/5. No, they would rather have a 3/3 and a 2/3. That way they don't put all their eggs into one basket against the black deck. Does make a lot of sense. Girder-Goons, come on down. Double block, so I get to choose what I want to kill. I guess I kill the 3/3 instead of the 2/3. Kind of a weird double block that lets us just draw the card sooner, so that if it's a land I can play it here. Single block makes it so, like, it doesn't have trample or anything, so single block makes it so they choose which creature dies instead of me, and I don't get to draw the card till my end step, so if it's something relevant, I don't get to just use it immediately. But don't know what's in their hand, maybe they had a good reason. So we can kill their only creature with a Fatal Grudge here. Probably want to do that before I play a land in case I draw something good, but we sacrifice Halo Scarab, so we can get that treasure token from the grave later if we need it. And it's also our lowest toughness creature, just our weakest creature on board. Fairy Vandal is the play, so they're going to sack a Fairy Vandal to this instead, I guess. Yep, because it doesn't block 2/2s good, or 2/2s well. Alright, Rafine Silencer's a great draw. We'll drop that down. Draw a card. Psychic Pickpocket is the pickup. I think we get rid of Demon's Due because we've got plenty of good card draw going on here. We're not really going to run out of cards, so I'm going to be spending my mana on other stuff. Like next turn, I'm probably going to exile Glamorous Outlaw to make one of my lands a blue source, and then drop Corpse Appraiser, draw a card there. Double Fairy Vandal there. Alright, any Blitz cards they hit or any Connive cards they hit are now going to be very good, because a Connive card is going to draw them a second card per turn, get them a counter on Fairy Vandal. A Blitz card is going to, during their end step, draw them a second card per turn, get them a counter on Fairy Vandal. Wow, yep. Psychic Pickpocket is looking pretty beautiful here, though. Send in the 2/3, we'll take 2. Alright, ooh, Murder is also looking beautiful. Oh... Do I go Custodian and Murder, or do I set up that blue source? with Outlaw. I feel like I'm supposed to set up the blue source. I have so many blue things to do here. I don't think I should be playing the 3-2. I should probably be setting up the blue mana for next turn. So yeah, we just murder, Fairy Vandal. Attack with Silencer. It would trade into Strong Arm if they block. Cool. The board's clear. And we set our blue source down during their end step. So we have access to any of the stuff we need. If they play one big blocker, we pickpocket it. Pickpocketing Adjudicators will be a little awkward, but I think still probably worth it. So we'll get in for 2. They can only shut down 1 blocker next turn. But yeah, I think that's going to be the plan here. Pickpocket the Adjudicators. I suppose we could have made a treasure off Halo Scarab instead and then just dropped Glamorous Outlaw next turn. But we are going to need blue source multiple times. We have 3 blue cards to play. Let's pickpocket while we still have this land in hand so that is an option for the discard. Alright, I think we are discarding a land here. Bounce that. We need the 6th mana though for Outlaw. They're down to 7. Alright, they get a 1/1 and Adjudicators this time. Shut off the pickpocket, I assume. Yes. Light 'em up is the draw. It actually does look kind of sweet here. We can kill Adjudicators, sacking the pickpocket to attack with 2/2/2s. I'm pretty down for that. I think I will be doing that. So let's play Corpse Appraiser first. See if we draw anything better to do instead of Light 'em up. I'll just get rid of Rakish Revelers, I guess, since that's 2 blockers. Oh, wow. Girdergoon's pickpocket. Pretty nasty. I think Girdergoons are the nastiest here. With an opponent at 7 life, they're about to be down to 5. That's going to be really big. Casualty, kill the 4/4, sacking the pickpocket. Attack with these 2/2s. They will be down to 5. Spars Adjudicators again. And a backup agent. We got a 4/4 and a 2/2. Plasma Jockey is the draw. Pretty sweet. Probably just Girdergoons here, though. Girdergoons and then Custodian. Because Girdergoons does attack in well, because it's going to be a 4/4. So we kill one of their creatures, spit out a 2/2, and draw a card by doing Girdergoons. Plasma Jockey would not quite hit lethal. We can make it so Adjudicators can't block. They block Plasma Jockey, take 4. And they're just going to take the Girdergoons as 4 damage. That's pretty sweet. Down for that. Guess they're kind of all in on a Wrath effect at this point. No Wrath effect looks like should be lethal, just attack all here. And then if not, we just cast Glamorous Outlaw post-combat. Unless they've gained 1,000,000 life. Alright, 2-0 now for the Maestro's deck. Alright, this is a pretty awkward hand here, double blue. We have 9 black sources if we want to keep. It's less risky than it looks like, but it's still risky. We need double black on Murder too. I think this is a mulligan. This is a lot better. These are our core colors of the deck. We do have to get rid of one of these cards, but we can just get rid of probably Fatal Grudge here. Don't have anything mega expendable to sack to Fatal Grudge. And Light 'em Up is castable without sacrificing something if we just need 2 damage. Which is possible. Our opponent starts with a black-red dual land, so they might play a Body Dropper turn 2, which we will 100% light up. Alright, full Riveteers it is for our opponent, full Maestro it is for us. Raffine's Silencer, probably discard Light 'em Up. Didn't play anything turn 2, so they're probably not playing anything until they have at least a 3-drop, which is likely to be a 3/3 or better, like Jewel Thief or something that Light 'em Up would not kill. They have their own Light 'em Up. Right, let's just do our Girder Goons thing. Always a tremendously good deal. 4 mana sorcery, deal 4 damage to your opponent, create a tap 2/2 and draw a card. I'm all for that kind of stat line, and there's another Girder Goons. Quadruple Girder Goons the deck, let's go. Voice of the Vermin is going to be really annoying here. We can pop its shield counter with just a 2/2 though. Yeah, we can probably just slam down another Girder Goons. Just pop its shield counter for a 2/2. Yep. Draw a card. Another Psychic Pickpocket. Alright. We can definitely bounce some stuff. Well, they're sending in with Voice of the Vermin. I am into that. Really don't want to bounce Voice of the Vermin. We don't have the mana to do it anyway. Probably just attack with our 2/2 and drop Plasma Jockey. Just full on cast it here. Or do we drop Raffine's Silencer hoping to hit a land to drop Crooked Custodian as well? That would be really good if we hit a land here. Even if we don't, Plasma Jockey does have that Blitz cost, so it's nice to hold it in hand for that at a later time. Calling a professional. Goodbye, Raffine's Silencer. Still get to connive, though. We do hit a land here. The pickpockets are so sweet. I'm gonna have 5 mana here. Do I actually discard Jockey here? Or do I just discard Custodian? I wanna like curve out with Custodian here. No way I discard Murder. I guess I discard one of the pickpockets to curve out with Custodian, and now we have all of these available next turn. Probably supposed to just discard Plasma Jockey there, but such a good card for finding lethal out of nowhere. And if we hit a 6th land, we get to play Plasma Jockey and Murder in the same turn, which should be absolutely absurd. Corrupt Court Official. Incredibly rude. Scoop? No. Wow, Pickpocket's terrible in this matchup, actually. Because all their creatures just have good ETBs. So I guess goodbye, Pickpocket. That's the other reason I was kind of okay discarding the first Pickpocket, is it's like, well, they're going to have to play another creature, and it has to be something that doesn't have a great enter the battlefield effect. We put them to 2 life if I Plasma Jockey Blitz here, which leaves them dead to Glamorous Outlaw and a bunch of different Blitz cards. Leaves them dead to Maestro's Charm as well. Leaves them dead to quite a bit. I think I'm cool blitzing here. But we hit them for 5 even if we don't blitz. We can just play Tramway Station and hold up a Murder, hit them for 5. They're down to 5 life and we kill them next turn off a blitz. Maybe we don't even play Tramway Station to play around a 2nd Corrupt Court Official. Because all we need to do next turn is blitz Plasma Jockey to win. I think I'm actually down for that. And I'm going to hold on to Tramway Station, play around a Corrupt Court Official. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. We're just on Plasma Jockey for lethal plan, because if they just stay aggressive with this Voice of the Vermin, they're just not going to have enough blockers. So they're down to 8. Or we're down to 8, they're down to 5. Night Clubber does not kill anything of ours. Luckily. Alright. There's the 2/2, and they're going to pass turn. Alright, murder a Night Clubber, drop a Plasma Jockey, and they have no blocks. Alright. That is game 3-0 now for the Maestros. This is a mono black hand for now, but I'm pretty okay with that. We have powerful cards to play even if we don't hit the red source, and whenever we do, we're living the dream with this Fatal Grudge and a Halo Scarab together. We do hit the Maestro's Theater, so I'm going to pull out the red source immediately. There's an argument to wait in case we need that blue source, but we have a Halo Scarab for our first blue mana later in the game. Civil Servant. I am 100% ready to Fatal Grudge that thing. Unfortunately, we are not on the play though, which means they're going to get 3 power lifelinking attack off with it if they have a servant to play here, or a citizen to play here. They do not. Luckily for us, no warm welcome, no backup agent, any of that stuff. They didn't have a citizen turn 3. Most of the citizens are like 2 mana, 3 mana cards. So if they didn't have a citizen to play turn 3, odds are they don't have one turn 4, so we can just wait for Deal Gone Bad to kill this 3 toughness card instead of Fatal Grudge. But in the interest of making the most of my mana, I could still use Fatal Grudge here, because otherwise I'm doing nothing else this turn, and we're going to curve out into Fatal Grudge, then Girdergoons, then Deal Gone Bad later. Keeps us actively doing things throughout the game. Halo Scarab's only going to be hitting them. They're going to be making 1/1 citizen tokens at some point where Halo Scarab is not going to do anything. Yeah, I'll Fatal Grudge here. Halo Scarab doesn't seem like it's going to be important to keep around against this green-white deck. If they have a Warm Welcome here and they waited on it, that would be really weird. But it would play really well on us, or against us. But if they had Warm Welcome, they could have just done it sorcery speed, hit us for 3 lifelink, so I don't think we need to play around that. Because I think they would have just main phased it for the massive swing. Alright. Get rid of the Civil Servant there. Turn our Halo Scarab into a different card by drawing a card. Slap out a Girdergoons. Get our 4 damage and draw a card effect in. Unless they want to run it out of town. Put it back to our hand. Okay, that's fine as well. Spars Adjudicators just as a 4/4 here, since we don't have anything on board for them to nullify. Could play Psychic Pickpocket, but I don't think there's a good reason to do that. Because they'll just recast Adjudicators, get their good effect going. I guess it would be fine. It would be pretty fine here, wouldn't it? I think Girdergoons is still pretty sweet, though. This Glamorous Outlaw is not going to pop off. We're not going to be able to turn a land into a blue source anytime soon. Oh yeah, we can't pickpocket. We don't have a blue source. What am I on about? We can hard cast Goons or we can blitz it. I think I would rather blitz it still at this point. See what we draw. Island. That is beautiful, actually. Glamorous Outlaw is bigger and better than Adjudicators. It's got that 5 toughness. So you can block their Adjudicators all day long. It can attack into it. Celestial Regulator. That's an annoying card, but it's just a 2/3 flyer here. And Suspicious Bookcase. They can give some of their stuff unblockability, which is pretty cute. Okay, so this 2/2 is not going to be coming in. We can Deal Gone Bad to kill the Regulator. Mill them a little bit. I think I would rather just play our biggest creature for now. Scry a bit. Corpse Appraiser is beautiful. Exile that Civil Servant. Draw another card. We'll even have the mana to cast Corpse Appraiser and Deal Gone Bad in the same turn. Another Adjudicators is pretty bad for us, because now we're not blocking the 4/4. We're taking a lot of damage here. Go down to 9. Yeah, double Adjudicators is rough. Yeah, let's Corpse Appraise, see what we hit. Girder Goons, Plasma Jockey, Tramway Station. Girder Goons, it shall be. Deal Gone Bad while they're tapped out, or just wait till their turn. Maybe Deal Gone Bad on a block. No, we're going to have to just kill the flyer here pretty much no matter what. So I think we just do that while they're as tapped out as they're going to be. We milled some good cards. Milled this Inspiring Overseer, and Security Bypass would have been scary here, making one attacker unblockable each turn. They can do that with Bookcase as well, though. Bookcase is a problem. Yep, Bookcase is going to go for it. We have exact lethal if we can Girder Goons and Pickpocket in the same turn. Which we can't. Now that they've played Celebrity Fencer, that's not going to get there. Murder's a great draw, though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can lean into the potential Girder Goons for lethal next turn. Girder Goons Pickpocket lethal play next turn, and for now we murder whatever they give unblockable to take 0 damage this turn. Maybe we even just... Do we have the mana to Pickpocket and murder? I think we do. Yeah, we have exactly enough to Pickpocket murder, so we can Pickpocket the Celebrity Fencer, attack with Glamorous Outlaw, and then murder whatever they give unblockable. And then next turn we can definitely find lethal with Girder Goons. Well, we wouldn't have Pickpocket left anymore, would we? We'd probably find lethal with Girder Goons. We put them down to 9 here. I could Pickpocket and murder just their 2 blockers right now to hit for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then they only have 4 power to attack us with. But if they have a combat trick, we just die. Let's get bold. Let's go for it. We can discard a land here because it doesn't matter how big Pickpocket is because they're just going to make their whatever's left unblockable next turn. Okay. We die to a combat trick. We win against almost anything else. Well, GG. We die to a combat trick even if we play that differently. Rough. Yeah, unless we can find lethal that turn, we're just going to die to a combat trick no matter what. Unless we murder the Bookcase. If we murder the Bookcase there, they have 2 4/4s and a 3/2. Play out the long game. Yeah. I mean, that's irritating, but I guess we should have just killed the Bookcase and played a really grindy game with it. Because you can't really attack in with 2 4/4s and a 3/2. Right, we block a 4/4 with a 4/5, we block that in with a 3/3 and a 2/2. Yeah, murder Bookcase, maybe bounce the Celebrity Fencer still, though. And then we just start jamming out Girder Goons to attack in. Yeah, that was rough. I gave them an out when I shouldn't have. I was not expecting just some random combat trick there, so that feels really bad. But that's on me. Because we just gave them an out that we didn't need to give them. Even if it is kind of like a random out that you're not going to see super often. To where I'm like, oh, we can just close out this game faster. It's like, no, we guarantee we win the long game because these Girder Goons are so good against just their 4/4 blockers. We had the long game on lock if I just sat on my butt and did not get impatient with it. So, rough. This hand sucks. Mana-wise. I'm going to mulligan it. It's definitely better, but still pretty awkward with a Pickpocket coming up. I think I'm going to keep and just grab a mountain here. Woody Roastmaster into Girder Goons is pretty sick. The stupid bookcase of all things. I'm just gonna play on tilt for the rest of this draft. Well, our opponent's on the play and they're getting the curve out. Goldhound into Jewel Thief. They can cast a real expensive card next turn. Not looking great for our heroes today. Snap trade. Forge Boss. They sacrifice a creature. Yeah, when they sack a creature, they do 2 damage to us. So it does not work with their treasure tokens, but it does work with their Goldhound. Grab a red source here, because this one does not grab blue. It's not a Maestro's land. It's a Riveteer's one. Plasma Jockey. Hit us for 4, 5, 6, 7. Hit us for 7. Hit us for 2 more from Forge Boss. Draw a card. Got Goons, but we only have 4 mana, so they're not going to help block. Still going to draw us a card and make this Body Dropper a bigger, better blocker. Body Dropper is going to be a 3/3 here. It's not going to block. We'll send it in because it's not going to block here as a 3/3. Goldhound has Menace, so we can't block the Goldhound. And a 3/3, we're not going to want to block a 3/4. This is looking pretty rough. No Blitz card that turn, so we're not immediately dead. Big score it is. Halo Scarab. So Girder Goons is something here, because now we get to hold up a 4/4 and a 2/2 blocker. So we actually have multiple blockers, one of them which is big enough to block Forge Boss profitably. I think that's the idea. That's the plan. Raffine's Silencer. Nightclubber. Well, our blocks are no longer good and we're taking 2 damage in the end step here. From Forge Boss's ability. Wow, yeah, we're super dead. Nightclubber plus removal because they have 1,000 treasures. I guess we're at 1. No, we can't live because they can just sacrifice Goldhound when they untap and win on the spot without even attacking. With Forge Boss, brutal. Pretty great curve out from our opponent. Lots of treasures to dump Blitz stuff real quickly. And we just do not have the hand to counteract that. So I'll be 3 and 2. Yep. Don't have the blue source here, but we have Roastmaster on 3. Got black and red. I'm gonna keep this one. Blue-white from our opponent can be a really good Flyers tempo deck in that color pair. Yep, Obscure Initiate, the lifelinking flyer. Very, very good. I'm gonna drop our Girder Goons and just offer the trade here, because the Initiate can be real annoying with the ability to get that lifelink. Alright, trade will be accepted. Draw our card. Body Dropper it is. Dapper Shieldmate. Ooh, Raffine's Silencer. Would I like to pop the counter off of the Shieldmate or just get in for 5 and put them to 10? Kind of like getting in for 5 because that'll also make Body Dropper a 3/3, which is big enough to attack in against the Shieldmate in the future without risk of dying. And we draw the blue source for Pickpocket. That is beautiful. Everything's coming up Maestros this game. Oh, send it in. All right. Get in there, Shieldmate. Raffine's Informant. It's going to be a 2/1. I'm going to tap down Body Dropper and draw a card. We've got a Murder. Play Murder and Silencer in the same turn, and then hold up Pickpocket for next turn. Be a bit risky using our permanent removal spell instead of just our temporary one here. It does let us curve out better. I can also just trade a 2/2 into the Informant. Let's see what we hit off of Silencer. See whether or not we want to Murder Informant to just guarantee damage here. More land. Don't really think we want to Murder Informant. Nor do I really want to ascend in a 2/2. Let's just hold up Murder. If they attack with Shieldmate, I can block with Silencer and kill Informant with it. Alright, I'm very okay with that. We get to pop off a shield counter and kill Informant. Silencer's been putting in work. Card is fancy. Okay, now we have a great murder target to hit them for 5 next turn. Even bounce the Shieldmate, but that's a bit awkward, so I don't think I want to. I'm probably just sandbagging this Psychic Pickpocket awkwardly. I guess I could murder Shieldmate and then bounce Echo Inspector. Or I could just murder nothing and just bounce Echo Inspector. Guess we do that. Glad I did. That is not, that's not more gas. Corpse Appraiser is, though. Alright. They're down to 5. Echo Inspector is back on the board. They're going to have to hold Shieldmate back here if they want to survive. They do hold Shieldmate back, but with Murder in hand, we probably still get there. Attack all. Corpse Appraiser post-combat. If this does not kill them, and it does kill them. Could Corpse Appraiser dig for a 2-drop, see if we can get some kind of backup plan there, but we don't have any. I guess we have Light 'em Up, actually. Yeah, no, I should have done Corpse Appraiser pre-combat in case we hit a light 'em up off of it, so we could also light 'em up their blocker and make it less likely they survive. So 4 and 2 now. This is where I like to be. 1,400 gems in 3 packs out of the draft. We're getting value no matter what. We are down 100 gems, but with all of the cards that we drafted plus 3 more packs and prize support, we pretty much make up for that 100 gems with 100 gems worth of rares and mythics towards vault progress and wild cards and all that nonsense. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I thought I probably threw it all away with that one game that I threw, the game that I punted against the bookcase. I was like, uh-oh, now we're just going to 3-3 because of my own human error. But we're kind of getting back in there. This hand is a pretty risky one. It mitigates all of the risk mana-wise, where our mana base is just perfect, but we've got a lot of risk if our opponent's aggressive. We have nothing to do. His Fatal Grudge doesn't do anything until we have a card of our own. Luckily, our opponent is just setting up their mana, which is something you were really able to rely on early in the format, but at this point I think the format has evolved enough and people are focused enough on the powerful 2-color strategies and 2-color payoffs that there are definitely aggro decks, you know, Rakdos Sacrifice, Selesnya Citizens, that kind of stuff. Even blue-white can be pretty quick. So this was definitely a really risky keep, whereas early in the format I would have been like, oh, this hand, snap keep. Everybody's just setting up mana in early turns. It's like, no, that is not how the format has shaped up for some decks. Unfortunately, no creatures and graves for Corpse Appraiser. So how greedy do I want to be? Do I want to just slam down a 3-mana 3/3 or just play the long game? I think we're playing the long game. It looks like we're just staring at each other for now. So let's play the long game, get maximum value out of all of our cards. Yep, that's a 6-drop. We've both revealed our 6-mana cards. It's going to be a long one. 4 mana from our opponent. Forge Boss it is. A little spooky, scary. Yeah, especially Riveteers. They're going to have access to all the Blitz cards. I guess we Revel Ruiner and hope to discard a non-land. We can definitely discard a non-land. I like all of these cards, though. I feel like Fatal Grudge is actually going to play better than Deal Gone Bad for us, because it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be cheaper. We can even Fatal Grudge sacrificing our Girder Goons. That's going to die in our end step anyway. We're definitely not discarding the land. I feel like Fatal Grudge is going to play better. I'm going to discard Deal Gone Bad. That might come back to bite us. But like, Deal Gone Bad is just, it's not enough of a minus to kill Forge Boss unless we do it during combat. So we're just going to have to hold up a bunch of mana, wait till their turn, and use it as an instant before blocks or something. Fortunately, a Torch Breath to kill our Revel Ruiner means we cannot block and trade with Forge Boss, but luckily for us, that puts a creature in our grave for Corpse Appraiser. And our opponent did not have anything to sack to the Forge Boss. So I think we Corpse Appraiser and Body Dropper this turn, most likely, unless we hit a better 2-mana card to play. We hit a Revel Ruiner. Oh, wait, no, that's what we're exiling from grave. Never mind. We hit a Maestro's Charm. That is spicy. That is very spicy. And here's Body Dropper. So if they attack with Forge Boss again, we could double block. They can only kill one of our creatures, unless they spend a combat trick. But if they do spend a combat trick, it could be a 2-for-1. Looks like they're just going to slam down Masked Bandits. So that's going to make it so none of that matters. We can play Crooked Custodian and hold up Maestro's Charm here. 2 Maestro's Charm to kill this Masked Bandits. I could also just do this right now while they're tapped out to play around any combat tricks. There are a lot. There's the 1 green mana +2/+2. There's the green and X +X+X. I'm kind of okay with that. And then we just hold on to Fatal Grudge till we have the 6 mana to Blitz Girder Goons and Fatal Grudge in the same turn for a really nasty turn. Yeah. Crooked Custodian, Maestro's Charm. Pretty cool with it. Just gonna main phase it. Make sure this Bandits is gone, because it's very threatening. Plasma Jockey. That's going to be a big hit with the Forge Boss here. Hit for 6, hit for 2 more when that dies in the end step and they draw a card. Blitz is good. Jewel Thief is the play. Well, Fatal Grudge looking actually really bad. They have another creature with Jewel Thief and we took so much damage, because when we Fatal Grudge we're going to take 2 damage from their Forge Boss. I guess we can go to combat first and hope they block, and then if they don't block we'll Fatal Grudge. No, this looks like probably another game we're just going to die to Forge Boss. Yeah, that's so nasty that Forge Boss triggers when we cast a Fatal Grudge too. Yikes. Just send these in, I think. No blocks. Yep, this is gonna suck. We're gonna kill Jewel Thief, but we are gonna take 2 damage when we do it. We'll also draw 2 cards when we do it. And make a 2/2. Ooh, Raffine's Silencer, Riveteer's Overlook. Alright, what kind of blitz you got? Body Dropper? 2 cards left in hand? Oh dear. Nightclubber. It's actually not horrible. Our deck's pretty well drafted against Nightclubber. It's an easy double block. Get that. I was gonna curse there. I'm like, get that out of here. The last card in their hand is a combat trick? Yep. It's an instant speed removal spell. Seems good. Good lord. There's murder. Yep. Goodbye, Forge Boss. I'm not dealing with that anymore. Let's Raffine's Silencer, probably discard Plasma Jockey. Or Swamp. Would love a 2/2 Silencer. Do I love it enough to discard Plasma Jockey? I guess not. I'm definitely not discarding this Overlook. We're going to gain some life here. Get a land out of the deck. Pass the turn, because Body Dropper can get Menace. Need some great defenses for that. Got a chance at stabilizing since Forge Boss is gone. Let's see what they're going to do here. Hardcast Girder Goons and Corrupt Court Official. Well, that's annoying. I guess I should have discarded Plasma Jockey. Alright, Glamorous Outlaw, what have we got? What's coming up? Body Dropper, Psychic Pickpockets. I guess we put Pickpocket on top, then we cast Pickpocket, draw and discard a land, and then cast Body Dropper. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have exactly enough mana to do that. Yeah, then we get to play 2 things next turn. It seems pretty good. We just bounce their Body Dropper to get rid of one of their counters, I guess. And we definitely hold on to this land for the Pickpocket. Jewel Thief. Pretty sick nasty. Get a counter on Body Dropper, sack the Corrupt Court Official. I mean, I'm down for this attack here. They kill a 2/2. I kill their 4/4 Menace. I could let them kill Raffine's Silencer instead. I feel like she's probably more valuable than a 2/2. Because she can block just as well. Because the -X/-X. I guess they could sack more cards to kill Outlaw. They sack Jewel Thief here. But they can't sack enough to save Body Dropper. They don't have enough mana. I would be very happy with this. Yeah, they're down to just the Girdergoons now. We put it... having to put Girdergoons back in their hand, though, is not lovely. Because then they could blitz it, and that's scary. But... we'll just make sure we have enough blockers to block a blitzed Girdergoons. Which I guess we will have 2 blockers here. We'll have Psychic Pickpocket and Body Dropper, so attack all. We survive even if they cast a removal spell in Blitz. Forge Boss. Oh god. Forge Boss. Can we attack all and just win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Body Dropper. Huh. We can give Body Dropper Menace? I think we can. If we play Silencer first and then sacrifice that to give Body Dropper Menace. Right. Okay, so we have Menace there. They can't block that. We attack all. They block a 3/2, take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We know their hand is Girdergoons? Okay. Oh, I thought I was going to get max punished for having to bounce Girdergoons because they got the Forge Boss right after, which then they could blitz the Girdergoons and they'd sack to it. Get another 2 damage out with that Forge Boss. Luckily for us, though, the creature on top is going to get there with the Body Dropper. 5 and 2. Now we are in the money, up 100 gems. Okay, so here's another hand I don't think we can keep. I don't think we can keep hands with blue and one of our core colors. We just need black-red hands mainly. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan this. Oh no! I shouldn't have said a word. This is more keepable though because of Halo Scarab, but we are in a World of Hurt if we don't hit a swamp. So because we're gonna die if we don't hit a swamp anyway, I think we just get rid of one of the islands and keep. I don't think it's worth a mull to 5. We do have Halo Scarab to get a treasure this time, which is very helpful. And Witty Roastmaster on 3 is a guarantee. It's not a good hand, but don't think it's a hand bad enough to afford the mulligan down to 5. The mulligan to 5 on the play is always incredibly painful. Down 2 cards at the start of the game when you're not the one drawing a card. Turn 1. So we just gotta believe in the heart of the cards here. Murder is especially painful too, being the double black card in hand. Wow, this is not good. We would be okay just not hitting a black source, but if we don't hit any land at all, then... well, no, we wouldn't be okay without a black source. That's why I put the island on bottom. I guess even if I just drew like a mountain or an island here, I'd still be super dead. Yeah, I guess we ought to lose. Is what it is. 5 and 3 most likely. This is certainly part of the format. I'm just gonna get my treasure token here, make sure I can do something. This 2/1 is not really gonna matter against any of their creatures. Yeah, they all have 3 toughness. Very good deck from our opponent. Double Jewel Thief into Civil Servant, 3 premium commons. So very well drafted there. And Pyre Sledge Arsonist, a really fun card to work with a bunch of treasure tokens. Do get the swamp now, but well, it's too late. They've got really great stuff on board. What would our best play be? Would it even just be just the Roastmaster to trade into a single Jewel Thief? We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage. Get super mega killed. I guess we can do Body Dropper and Custodian instead, sacking the treasure. But Custodian comes in tapped anyway. Body Dropper would not kill almost anything they have. Strangle. Wow, yeah, this is a phenomenal deck from our opponent. Very well drafted. Because it's not even that it's like, oh, it's some crazy bomb rare. It's like, no, these are all just really, really good commons that work well together. So Super fine losing to this deck. That's just lethal on board. We are mega dead that game. Be a hard matchup if we drew well. So 5 and 3 it is today with this Maestro's deck. This was a really fun deck. I loved having 4 Girder Goons. That was phenomenal. One of the biggest takeaways here, when you're a 3-color deck, even splashing the 3rd color mana is always going to be a difficulty, even with a few multicolored lands. So this is where I do feel like this format is a 2-color, maybe with a splash format, and not really a full 3-color format, even though that's kind of how it's designed. Because yeah, a deck like this with quadruple Girder Goons, maybe if the draft didn't drop us out and we had our own choices there, because I remember we were leaning towards black-red because we had the body dropper and some stuff. We were leaning towards black-red at the start. We got flopped over into some blue because like Corpse Appraiser, Maestro's Charm, I think those were pretty early, but the Psychic Pickpocket that got auto-picked by the bot and the run out of town, that's what really hopped us towards blue. Maybe if we were in that draft pod, maybe there were some solid just red-black cards to take over those, to be more focused centrically on the just Rakdos aggro stuff, more primarily focused on that. That way we could run a deck with an even easier mana base, not have to be doing the triple island for the blue cards and stuff like that, because that was definitely one of the pains. One of the pains was definitely mana-wise. Another loss was 100% my fault. I think we definitely could have won that game if I had played much less impatiently. So most of the flaws in the deck were human error, gameplay error, but the biggest flaw in the deck that was draft-wise, was the deck's fault, was definitely mana there, as we saw in the last round, and we did mulligan in a couple of the rounds as well. So it's probably the biggest thing. Deal Gone Bad was not great. You'd prefer just like another murder. As you can see, that matchup we had against the Forge boss and stuff, where they just had, 4 toughness creatures, stuff like that. Demon's Stew, we did not cast that a single time, so that would have been nice to be something else. Even Halo Scarab, even though it theoretically works here, it gets us that treasure token, it's sacrificial fodder. It's just not a very impressive card. A 2-1 is just such a weak stat line in the format. There's a lot of 2-3s and 3-3s and 1-1 tokens that just make 2-1s really bad. So I really am not a huge fan of the Halo Scarab either, but I think that was another just auto-picked card that just ended up in here in the end. But yeah, I really liked the Corpse Appraiser. Really liked Murder, Fatal Grudge, Body Dropper, Silencers, Quadruple Girder Goons being my favorite thing in the deck. But that is going to end today's draft. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, just stick around on the channel. I'll be doing plenty more in the near future. We've got some big events on the horizon. There is an arena open this month that will be Streets of New Capenna Sealed Day 1 into Draft Day 2. I will definitely be playing in that and hoping to get into Day 2 again. There is also going to be a Mythic Qualifier event that I did qualify for. The top 1200 each month gets to play in that, although they are changing that up. This is the last month where top 1200 gets to play in that. But I did hit top 1200, so I'll be playing in that. That is also going to be Streets of New Capenna Limited. So some big Streets of New Capenna Limited events coming up, and until then, just off and on, I'll be playing a few practice sealeds and drafts. So once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.